have your attention please? Our session is about to begin. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome to the lifestyle seminar, How to Be a Better Self. I am Robi'ul Ula, your master of ceremony of today. I also would like to greet the head of lifestyle organization, Mr. Oxley Nugroho, and the founder of Anti-Procrastination Agency, Mr. Rainzu. And of course, our distinguished speakers, Mr. Ansor and Mr. Fabian, and our moderator, Mr. Mirza. Ladies and gentlemen, this executive seminar is held in collaboration with Lifestyle Organization and Anti-Procrastinator Agency. The main topic of today is how to be a better self. For the next 1 hour, we will discuss about the two very opposite lifestyles, which is procrastination and self-discipline. Today's workshop will be divided into two sessions, which featuring two speakers and a moderator to elaborate the topic. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me first to read the agenda for today. The first agenda is the opening session, and the second is seminar session led by our moderator. And now, we are in the opening session. Without any further ado, let's open the seminar together. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to our main agenda, the seminar session. All the presentation and discussion will be moderated by our moderator, Mr. Mirza. And allow me first to read his short bio. His full name is Ibnu Mirza Efendi. He is a third semester student of English Education Department in UIN Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our moderator, Mr. Mirza.
Okay, thank you for the Master of Ceremony for the opportunity given. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm very happy here. I am Ibnu Mirza Efendi, and in here I will be the moderator and guide you all in this seminar with theme how to be a better self. Okay, before that, I'd like to say thank you for all of the audience and all the guests who attend in this event, and do not forget to all of the committee who organized this event well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, the key to success is effort, because without effort, we can't be able to gain anything. Now, but sometimes if we want to try something, if we want to take an effort, we ourselves is just reject it. So the self-control and make ourselves better is the important thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with me there are two amazing speakers who will presenting about the material which relate to make a better self. Okay, let's welcoming the presenters, namely Mr. Fabian and Mr. Ansor. Thank you, Fabian. Okay, please sit down. Okay, thank you.
Okay, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Fabian Arriziq will explain about self-discipline. First, what is self-discipline? Self-discipline is ability to continuously push oneself forward and be motivated under any conditions. Everyone will want his life to be successful. However, the question is whether everyone knows that success really means. What is that? Success can be interpreted as goals or desires that have been achieved with hard work and earnestness. Success will not come just like that. Success is achieved through a long process and requires time, strategy, effort, a strong desire, sacrifices that are not easy. And most importantly, we must focus. Next slide. And next slide, there's a table of content. Included 1. Definitions of self-discipline. In this sense of discipline, there are too many keyword rules that can be interpreted that discipline grows from obedience in a person to follow the rules that have been made for himself and the surrounding environment. Discipline is one of the good habits in people's lifestyles in general. Not only that, some people even believe that discipline can be one of the keys to one's success in studying than in other matters. Because of the importance of this, everyone must know all the information about discipline in order to apply it in everyday life. And number two, importance of self-discipline. The application of discipline has various purposes. One of them is developing a person who can control himself well. When someone is bound by rules and tries to comply with them, this can prevent them from acting arbitrarily and out of control. This can also reduce the risk of social friction that might occur within community members. Therefore, discipline also aims to create an orderly and peaceful society. And number three, step to achieving self-discipline. Effort to develop discipline and the possibilities that can be carried out in implementing learning disciplines, especially for students, include first, through extracurricular activities. Number two, develop awareness education. Number three, develop an understanding related to benefit or discipline for personal life and its benefit for others. Number four, exercise habituation. Number five, developing modeling or example of figures. And the last, number four, benefits of self-discipline. Children grow up to be sensitive or smooth-feeling individuals and believe in others. This attitude makes it easier for him to express his feeling to others, including number one, teach others, number two, grow confidence, number three, growing independence, number four, foster familiarity. And next slide. And next step to achieving self-discipline. The steps for self-discipline are not easy and not instantaneous. You must be able to pass through obstacles that must be passed seriously in discipline, like that. Namely, persistence, execution, hard work, willpower, existence. The process of self-discipline must also really be self-intentioned. If you are going to do it, surely in every obstacle there are several obstacles that are difficult to overcome. And the obstacles, you must be consistent and confident. Determination to move forward must also be accompanied by a hard work which will later lead to the success of the process being paced. First, acceptance. What is that? Accepting the current position that someone has in their life is the first step. The phrase, you cannot know where you are going until you know where you are, is not clutch when it comes to goal setting. Being unrealistic will only lead to frustration. The goal must be clear and attainable. It even helps to visualize the goals or set up ways to constantly be reminded about what is trying to be attained. Number two, willpower. Willpower is a strong determination to do something. Without willpower, there is no reason to move forward with the remaining steps. The great thing is willpower is something that can be learned and strengthened while practicing self-discipline. Number 2, hard work. If staying out of trouble or meeting the set goals were easily achievable, there would be no reason to have the self-discipline to do it. Here, a person must employ their willpower to do the work to meet the goal. Number 4, execution. Execution, putting in the time to meet the goal. This does not have to be done alone. Having an accountability partner helps a person check in with someone else who is helping them to monitor their behavior towards reaching the goal. And the last, persistence. Persistence, continuously practicing the steps mentioned above day after day, situation after situation to get the result. Consistency is the key. Next slide. This is benefits of self-discipline. Many of benefits of self-discipline like knowledge of good and bad, better performer, become active, be multitasker, self-aware, academic and career success, learn the value of time, and master the emotion. Well, I will explain one by one of them. First, knowledge of good and bad. With discipline, we will be able to distinguish between what is good and what is bad, because the mind has been trained to be able to improve critical thinking skills. Number 2, better performer. With self-discipline, it will increase self-confidence. This self-confidence will make the atmosphere be there. Number 3, become active. Being active in discipline, it will increase the feeling of high activity, because in the process of discipline, we will directly often carry out activities that encourage positive, useful and beneficial activities. Number 4, be a multitasker. Multitasking is one of the words that you often hear when talking about productivity. The word is often touted as one of the skills that must be possessed at work. This ability is considered to make you more productive in the office. And then, self-aware. Be self-aware, the benefits of self-discipline not only can help self-awareness to become more focused, that can be also foster a sense of calm. This is one other that because we have done what we have to do correctly at one time, and there is no feeling of guilt growing in our hearts. And then academic and career success. Discipline is an attitude that can be said to be one of the keys to success, because the chance to become a successful person will be smaller if you don't live with discipline. Therefore, discipline must start from yourself, which start with small things, such as get up on time, go to work not late, and learn values and time. Time discipline is one being able to use one's time well and share it. Time is very valuable, and one of the keys to success is to use it well. And then able to master the emotions. All the emotions inside him were overflowing, so that in the end it made the exciting conflict instead of subside even more chaotic. Therefore, internal control is needed, or what is known as self-control. In this way, it is clear that self-control will play an important role in the implementation of each individual's life, whether in dealing with conflicts, life goals, social interactions, or others. And the last, knowledge of good and bad. The application of discipline has various purposes. One of them is developing a person who can control himself well. When someone is bound by rules and tries to comply with them, this can prevent them from acting arbitrarily and out of control. This can also reduce the risk of social friction that might occur within community members. Therefore, discipline also aims to create an ordered and peaceful society. That's good from me. Moral story. That's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much for Mr. Fabian Arriziq. Let's give such an informative and comprehensive presentation for the first part. Okay, please give Mr. Fabian Arriziq applause. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I invite people who have a question which relate to the material book, and please raise your hand and mention your identity and your question. Okay, yes, please.
Okay, I will ask some questions to the speaker. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Iqbal Haryanto from Merandi community. Okay, the question is, why can discipline be said to be the key to success in achieving goals? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your question, Mr. Iqbal. Okay, and then please, Mr. Fabian, to answer the Iqbal's questions, please.
Okay, I will answer the Iqbal's questions. Why can discipline be said to be the key to success in achieving goals? Discipline is an attitude that can be said to be one of the keys to success, because the chance of becoming a successful person will be smaller if you don't play with discipline. Therefore, discipline must start from yourself, which starts with small things such as getting up on time. Leaving for work is not late, so live accustomed to discipline is not easy. We have to fight to defeat ourselves. Because of that, laziness must be eradicated and make many sacrifices. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fabian, for answer the Iqbal's questions. And hopefully, what Mr. Fabian said, it can answer the Mr. Iqbal's question.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Thank you.
Okay, let me give the conclusion for the first presentation that delivered by Mr. Fabian. The conclusion is discipline or self-discipline is something that is important to keep us strong and motivated in achieving a goal. Besides that, there are several steps in achieving self-discipline. Namely, the first is acceptance. Acceptance is accepting the current position that someone has in their life is the first step to gain the self-discipline. And then is willpower. Willpower is a strong determination to do something. And the third is hard work. The next is execution. Then we putting in the time to meet the goal. And the last is persistence. Persistence is continuously practicing the steps mentioned above, day after day, situation after situation, to get to the result. Because the consistency is the key. Okay, the first presentation was over. Thank you very much for Mr. Fabian, who has already give the explanation about self-discipline, and thank you also for all of the audience who already give their answer and also attention in this presentation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen earlier how the explanation and discussion activities took that place were very interesting and amazing. Now, allow me to welcome the second presenter, namely Mr. Ansor Maulana, or the second speaker, to present the material of procrastination. For Mr. Ansor, time and place is yours.
Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ansor Maulana, and I am, as a novelist, I do a lot of writing activities, and this is one of my problems. Next slide. Okay, in this time, we will discuss or we will learn about the 4 pillars of procrastination. The first one is definition of procrastination. It is pretty clear to know that what is the definition of procrastination, so we don't confuse what is the meaning of procrastination. And then the second one is types of procrastinator. There are some types of procrastinator, someone who do a procrastination, and we will discuss it later. The third one was the effects of procrastination. As an activity, of course, generally we have that have effects on ourselves, whether it's good or bad to ourselves. And the last one is the solution of our problem. Solution for procrastination. How do we quit this activity, procrastination? The next slide. Okay, we move to the first section. It is the definition of procrastination. What is procrastination? Procrastination is the act or the activity of delaying or postponing. It means that if we have some task, we choose it to do it later than do it as fast as we can. This called procrastinator, person who do a procrastination. So if I and ladies and gentlemen do a procrastination activity, we have a title called procrastinator. Next slide. There are 3 types of procrastinator, not only one procrastinator. The first one is, we got the first one, the classic procrastinator. It is common, as you and I may be doing, we have a procrastination activity because we are feeling lazy. We don't want to do it soon. We do some other activities like watching TV, listening to music. This is what called classic procrastinator. Someone who lazy to do their task. And then there comes the second one, creative avoidance. It is almost like the same like the first one, but we have other activities to do subconsciously. Let's take an example. I have a task to write a chapter, but I do the other task like cooking dinner. I do it consciously, but the result is I procrastinate the writing activity, the chapter writing activity. This is creative avoidance. It means that you do other activities subconsciously, but this results to procrastinate your most important activity. And the last one is priority illusion. This is the most different than the 2 previous procrastinators. This one is doing something urgent, more urgent activity rather than doing the activity you must do. Maybe let's take an example. You must do a homework at home from your teacher, but there are some family emergency, like say your grandfather or my grandfather have a heart attack and need to have a medical checkup. If you prioritize your homework, maybe your grandfather may get sick, or even worse, he will not have a life anymore. So you postpone your homework in order to take your grandfather to the hospital. This is the simple case of priority illusion. This is different because we choose to do some urgent activity rather than the important activity we can delay. And there are the 3 types of procrastinator. And we move to the next slide. The effects of procrastination. Like I said before, every activities have an effect, whether it's bad or good. And what is the effect of procrastination? The effect of procrastination, there are 6 effects. The first one is spike up stress level. This is due to so many tasks we postpone or we delay. So our stress level is going up due to the incomplete task. And the second is burdened with regrets and guilt. This is the impact of so many tasks. We do it not maximally, we do it only to finish our task, not make it better. In case I only write a chapter, not an amazing story in a chapter, this is my regrets when I come to the deadline, and I feel guilty for not doing that sooner. The third one is fear of failure and fretfulness. I fear that if I do procrastinate, I fear I will not become a great novelist. This is the case, and I feel fretfulness or I feeling anxiety of my work. The fourth is incomplete tasks. This is very obvious because we postpone the task, we delay it, and then there are so many tasks. Let's say the first day you have 2 tasks and you don't do it, and then the next day you have 1 additional task, and then in a week maybe you have 7 tasks that is not done yet. If we not do a procrastination, the first day you will be finished with 2 tasks, and then the next day you only have 1 task rather than 3 tasks of 2 previous before. This is the effects of procrastination. And the 5, blowing off opportunities. Maybe we lose some opportunities to become a great or better person. If I take a case, in my case as a novelist, maybe I lose my opportunity to write an amazing story in a chapter. If I do procrastination, I only write a chapter, an ordinary chapter, not an amazing chapter. And then the 6th one, missing on targets. Maybe I have a target in a week. I must write down 3 chapters, but I'm missing the target. I only write down 1 chapter. This is the bad effect of procrastination. And then the next slide was the solution of so many problems appear because of procrastination. The first one is to reduce number of decisions you need to make throughout the day. So if you have so many decisions in a day, you will confuse which one will I must do first and which one I don't. So you do it randomly. This will make procrastination happen. You don't have a clear chronological activities that you can do in a day. You do it randomly. And then it is related to the first solution. The second solution was finish your day before it starts. It means before you going to sleep, it's better to write down the activity you must do in the next day. Maybe tomorrow I will do read 1 book, or I will do cooking food. That is finish your day before it starts, or the other words, planning. And then the third one is the nothing alternative. When you do some work, don't do other activities. To make it clear, write down a chapter or do nothing. It is to make you stay focused in your activity. And then the fourth one, the next action repeat, focus on something doable. Doable means something that you can do at that time. After you write down a chapter, you write down the next chapter, or even you create an idea of the next chapter. It is clear activity and related to the first solution. Make something clear to do in the next step. And the previous one, the last one is to adjust your environment. It is mean you must clear out your environment from any distraction. For example, you have an Instagram notification, WhatsApp, or even Netflix promo, or even e-commerce promo. There is some example of distraction that making you stay away from your activity. Your task is to make this distraction is less more appear when you're doing an activity. And that is all for me. Maybe, yeah, thank you. My quote is, better do it now than do it nothing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for Mr. Ansor Maulana, who has give informative and comprehensive presentation. And please give Mr. Ansor Maulana applause.
ladies and gentlemen, same with the first presentation. I think people have a question related to material above. Please raise your hand and state your question.
Can I?
Okay, yes, please.
Okay, I will ask some question. First, let me introduce myself again. My name is Iqbal Haryanto from Merathi community. The question is, what we need to do if we have a friend who's procrastinator? Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your question again, Mr. Iqbal. Then I allow Mr. Ansor to answer the Mr. Iqbal's question.
Okay, thank you for the question from Mr. Iqbal. The question is, what we need to do if we have a procrastinator friend? Maybe the first step you can do is telling your friend that procrastination is a bad habit. This is to make your friend have some delayed task and make them have more tasks. And this is bad for your friend's progress in a career, school, or even job. That's the first step. And then the second step, maybe you could help your friends doing some task or even helping them doing their tasks little by little. I think that's the answer of this question. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer, Mr. Ansor. Okay, hopefully, Mr. Ansor's answer it can answer the Mr. Iqbal's question.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Mr. Ansor Maulana. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude the second presentation that referred by Mr. Ansor Maulana. The conclusion is procrastination is the act of delaying tasks. Okay, there are three types of procrastinator. The one is classic procrastination, that means delaying what we should be doing. And the second is creative avoidance, it's namely avoiding the real important thing. And the last one is priority delusion. Priority delusion is live with their most significant priorities in conflict. There are 6 effects of the procrastination. First is pick up stress lively, and then burdened with regrets and guilt, fear of failure, incomplete tasks, blowing opportunity, and missing on targets. And the last is there are 5 ways to stop procrastination. The number one is reduce the number of decisions you need to make, and then finish your day before it starts. Then the nothing alternative. The fourth is the next action habit or a focus on something doable. And the last one is adjust your environment. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, just the speaker and question and also answer session was over. Previously, give applause to all of us, especially for our 2 speakers. Hopefully, all the material that we get today it can be useful for everyone. And that's all. I get back to the master of ceremony. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mirza, for bringing us a very productive session today. Thank you for all the audience that have come to this event. On behalf of Lifestyle Organization and Anti-Procrastination Agency, we would like to say thank you for your active participation today and have a great rest of your day. See you in the next event. I'm Muhammad Robi'ul Ula signing off. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Nanda yo.
Ngomongin di cowok.
Sik nyemplung record.
Lakonyo.
Lakonyo.